push, push. Okay, let's start again.
This is Brendon Purdy-Smith at age 11.
And then there's some
A
more.
piano lesson with a favorite teacher. But this is as far as he will ever develop.
Short, short, long. Very nice job, bud.
He's an adult now, but the notes he plays are still the same. This is Brendon's morning routine that would be anything but for most. For all of Brendon's 29 years, his parents have been his caregivers, his lifeline, 24/7.
Good morning.
You see, although he's bigger than his father, Brendon's essentially a 3-year-old toddler inside an adult's body. But like us all, he has a personality, a life, even a job, because his parents Kim and Kathleen have been determined to make it so.
So Brendon did a lot of things himself this morning.
But it's his next phase in life that consumes Kim and Kathleen now. Kathleen, how much, as Brendon's mother, how much does his future after you're gone weigh in your mind?
A lot. I mean, that's the main thing. If I could live forever, that would be great. But I can't. And I know in the past, when we have conversations with parents, they say, well, I will always be here for my child. I think, wait a minute. No, you won't. And just coming to that realization, it's pretty important.
Kathleen is in her 70s. Her constant fear is who will be left to care for Brendon when she's gone, a question that gnaws at her after 9 years on a wait list for permanent care for her son, to no avail. This is how Brendon's story began. Kathleen and Kim made a film about their only son from his earliest days, and like new parents do, they looked into their infant's eyes with wonder and dreams for Brendon's future. And then, just before Brendon turned 2, they got the diagnosis: severe global developmental delay.
And I went, delayed? So what does that mean? Like, how far can he develop?
My mind, I think, went to, okay, what are we going to do? You know, how can we work with this? What are we going to do? Because we didn't know where it was going to go.
He said, we know less about the brain than we know about the stars. I can't tell you how far he can develop. I don't know. All I can tell you is stimulate him as much as you can and trust your instincts.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brendon. Happy birthday to you.
For the next 2 decades, Kim and Kathleen focused on their son. They included him in everything they did.
Would you say it was a good day? Was it a good day? You say yeah, yeah. Was it a good day? Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Give me one of those big sloppy ones. Thanks, buddy.
Despite all the love and attention they could muster, Brendon did not advance intellectually. And yet his parents sense he's where he belongs now. Part of community, stimulated socially, contributing in his own way to society.
Young children, people with disabilities, the biggest thing is transitioning. So if you're happy here, why change? So getting him to buy into the next thing that's going to happen can sometimes take a lot of coercion and bribery.
For the last 2 years, Kim and Kathleen have had some respite thanks to a support worker paid for by the province. His name is Barry Bennett. He and Brendon have become friends, but when Brendon doesn't get what he wants, he can be trying. He wants to visit his favorite music store, and the 3-year-old in him won't take no for an answer.
If you want to, but it's closed. Almost every occurrence of acting out is over and can be completely behind Brendon within a minute, if the support person and the people around him act accordingly. But that's really hard to do when they don't understand Brendon's language. London Bridge, you want to go under the bridge? Most of them are in the vein of the reversed eye.
This is Brendon's job. He and Barry create and then sell tie-dye t-shirts inspired by Brendon's love for mixing colors. On this day, they're dropping them off at local shops.
There's your money, Brendon. Thank you.
And we're lucky in that this business model with this entrepreneur, he's able to participate in these things and make them happen.
The money Brendon makes goes to buy supplies and gumballs.
Yes.
Brendon spends a lot of his day at a place called Capri, a sheltered workshop where adults with disabilities are encouraged to become entrepreneurs.
One light switch.
And where Barry, Brendon's 6th support worker in 9 years, has come to truly understand Brendon.
Yeah, do we need these? He's way smarter than anybody would give him credit for. He knows how to communicate way more effectively than we know how to interpret what he's saying. I'm gonna come sit here and Tom's gonna sit over there.
Brendon has more than 100 signs that are unique to him. It took Barry a year to learn them all and catalog them on a YouTube channel for future support workers.
All right, now we reverse the camera. Can you see your face? All right, can you see your face? Hey guys, it's Brendon and Bear. We're just doing an update for our blog, and today's pretty exciting because we have friends visiting us at the Makery. Brendon, who's here today? That's Steve on the camera, and Tom, Diane way back there. And they're here making a day in the life of Mr. B. Show me Dad. Dad. Show me Mom. Mom. Oh, hey, thanks, man, for the love. Can you show me the sign for piano, please? Piano! When we get the pianos ready.
The music store, when it's open, has an open door policy for Brendon. He's welcome anytime. And that's where we get a glimpse of something that gives him pure joy.
Awesome.
Do we need to get this man to learn how to talk? Why would we ask him to do that? I don't ask him to learn how to talk. His needs are being met by using his own communication. He doesn't have to meet my standards or everybody else's standards. They need to learn his language, his communication style. That I believe.
Like that?
As long as an individual is willing to give him undivided attention, one-to-one, the outcome is almost 99% positive every time. The worst thing for this to happen would be to Brendon to go somewhere and sit in a room all day and not be engaged.
Tweety bird. That's a little bird.
So this is Brendon's plan. This picture here is an image that Brendon desires. This is Brendon's dream.
The dream, conceived 5 years ago, was to have Brendon fully settled in a home in the community by his 30th birthday. One of their artist friends illustrated this scroll.
What is your greatest fear for Brendon?
The greatest fear would be that he has to go into a place like a large institution and that we don't have any say about it.
It's December now, another Christmas. And with the changing seasons, there's always hope that things will somehow get better.
So wide.
But they don't. The family still clings to that provincial waitlist for permanent care. And now Barry, Brendon's support worker, has had to go on a leave of absence. So the family is back to square one, with Kim and Kathleen left to care for Brendon on their own once again.
Yeah, it's a challenge. I mean, we go through these different times when it's oh yeah, everything is fine, you know, and then it's like something comes at you, which is like, wake up, you know. So that's what, I don't know.
The reality of the situation.
Yeah.
How are you managing? How are you doing personally?
Well, mostly, I mean, okay, right? I think it's, oh.
It's hard. It is hard.
It's at times like this when their fears of Brendon ending up in a large institution take hold.
I can't imagine what it would be like for him. I mean, I can see him, you know, acting out, having bad behaviors, not wanting to do anything. I don't know what
He could just end up depressed and overweight, watching TV and nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I'm afraid of, that,
really.
that he would really be in a downward spiral and maybe be given medication. Like, he doesn't take any medication, but I know that this is what the system, you know, one of their main techniques is to use medication.
He'll just be managed.
So that's the biggest fear, is that will happen, but so that's what we're struggling against right now.
Tom Murphy, CBC News, Canning, Nova Scotia.
What a family. Unfortunately, there's pretty good reason to fear that Brendon will end up lost in the system. Nova Scotia has come under fire for relying too much on big institutions to deliver care. And disability advocates call it warehousing. Last week, they gathered to demand the government live up to its commitment to clear those wait lists and expand spaces for care options like community living. The government is building 8 new homes. Advocates say the province needs at least 25 to meet all those needs.